Hello, crypto fans, and we have your daily dose of crypto news. We got to have the update on the XRP SEC case. You thought it was over because the SEC dismissed the charges against Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson, right? It's not over. It should not ever affect the status of the XRP coin again, whether it's a security or not. It is not a security, at least not secondary sales. Ripple might actually appeal the part of the case that said ODL sales were securities, because that obviously hurts their business. ODL sales and basically primary market sales were determined to be securities, and the SEC wants fines of $776 million from Ripple. That's where the contention is right now. So it shouldn't affect the status of XRP, the token, but if they get fined nearly $1 billion, it could have effect on the price because they might have to liquidate some more of their escrow and pay off the fine, which obviously leads to a lot of dumping, which could temporarily affect the price. But at least the status of XRP should be in question. And they don't expect any kind of agreement, if there is an agreement, until summer of next year, which means the SEC can't appeal the entire case until summer of next year. A lot of people, you're going to be hearing a lot of people saying settlement, settlement, settlement on Twitter. Don't believe those people. There will not be a settlement anytime soon. John Deaton has taken to Twitter saying he does not believe he's seen any kind of realistic settlement options discussed by the SEC and Ripple, anytime or anywhere recently. So the thing is, to make sure, the SEC is pissed. It does not like losing left and right, and it wants as much damages as possible. So they're going for $776 million, which even for a company like Ripple, coming with that much cash on hand could be fairly difficult. So if they can't beat them in litigation, they're trying to kill companies on damage. And this is why I'm rooting for Ripple, the company, especially even in this losses lawsuit or in the penalty lawsuit, because if they get a huge disgorgement from Ripple, that'll carry over to companies as well. Likewise, if the disgorgement from Ripple is very small, maybe like $1 million or $2 million, maybe even like $5 million, I think that sets a precedent for other crypto companies that they ask for disgorgements from. And obviously, extremely arduous fees are bad for crypto startups and crypto companies. Once again, Gary Gensler and co. are trying to stifle innovation. So to give you an idea of what they can eventually get, how little, I think they wanted like $10 million from LBRY. But since LBRY was pretty much broke and they didn't have any money, after a couple of months, they had to settle for $113,000 or like $170,000 or something like that. So they had to settle for 1 to 2% of the original amount they asked. Now, that's probably not going to happen to Ripple because Ripple has plenty of money. They have VC money and they can always sell their escrow for money, which is what I'm kind of afraid of. They're going to be forced to sell some of their coins. And also, I don't want them setting a precedent for other companies that other companies have to sell a lot of their coins defending themselves from the SEC or have financial troubles, even though if their crypto is not a security on the secondary market. Because I do think that if the SEC gets a really good disgorgement from this case, they will go after a lot of other companies. Now, I don't know if they can actually go after companies like Cardano if secondary markets are not determined to be securities, because companies like Cardano obviously had their ICO and coin sell overseas, and the SEC does not have any jurisdiction over that. But this could set a very, very bad precedent, so I want the damages for Ripple to actually be low. Now, Ripple has spent about $200 million defending themselves from the SEC. And in case you guys are wondering, is it worth it for them if XRP is only going to be 50 cents? Of course it is. At 50 cents, it's worth tens of billions of dollars to Ripple. So using $200 million to defend tens of billions, totally worth it. Anyone would do it. Just do the math. It all comes out, as you expect. It's very much worth it for them to actually do it. But like I said, coming up with $776 million worth of liquidity is not an easy thing even for Ripple. And remember, it's 3 to 4 times what they spent defending this lawsuit. So it is a good chunk of money that the SEC wants. And it could actually pose trouble for Ripple investors because they would have to sell the escrow to actually get the money, which could lead to a price dump. So the SEC, once again, is on its way of hurting investors. And once again, this is probably not going to settle or resolve, or the judge will just issue a penalty sometime in the middle of next year. Now, how this implicates on the broader legal spectrum of things, the SEC, I believe, wants a formal appeal of the lawsuit because it's going to affect other cases. Despite what some of the judges actually said, the SEC doesn't see it that way. The SEC, in wanting their emergency appeal, which got denied, by the way, specifically said that this lawsuit they believe would actually affect other lawsuits, specifically the Coinbase and Binance lawsuit. And that's pretty much common sense for anyone, I think, in the legal field. Despite what the judge says, these lawsuits all affect each other. And the thing is, like, if XRP is ruled as not a security, obviously the argument becomes stronger that other cryptocurrencies, because all cryptocurrencies have like a lot of similarities, are not securities. And that's exactly the way the SEC sees it. I know XRP maxis won't see it that way, but realistically, like, even the SEC sees it that way, and their opinion is the one that really matters. So they really, really want to get this lawsuit overturned. Now, there's a couple of options. If the Coinbase gets the SEC case dismissed, the SEC is for sure going to appeal both cases. There's no question about that. Because if they don't appeal both cases, they lose all their jurisdiction over crypto. And I don't think the SEC is a good loser, and it won't just like go back, lick its wounds, and go somewhere else, like AI. They're going to try to overturn both those lawsuits. They're probably going to try to overturn the Ripple one first on a full formal appeal, not the emergency appeal, because that one obviously didn't work. And then they're going to try to overturn the Coinbase lawsuit after they get the Ripple lawsuit overturned. I think if they actually fail to overturn the Ripple lawsuit, they probably won't appeal the Coinbase one if they actually lose that lawsuit. And they're probably going to lose the Binance one as well if they lose the Coinbase one. So it's basically all coming apart at the seams for the SEC. If they win the Coinbase lawsuit, I'm not really sure if they'll appeal the Ripple lawsuit, because like their main goal for appealing the Ripple lawsuit was to make themselves look better in the Coinbase lawsuit. So there's a lot of dynamics going on right now, and the SEC has a lot of decisions to make, and I'm not really sure if they're going to make the best decisions. Actually, I know they're not going to make the best decisions, but the implications of the decisions could have a lot of far-reaching consequences. In other news, Floki is looking to join the RWA market. So, based on this, Floki might be the new meme gem for the next bull run. Now, I know most of you know me. I'm not a huge fan of memes. I do have some Dogecoin, but that's probably the only one I really plan to buy. So, Floki Inu, a SHIB-inspired meme coin, has now set sight on the trillion-dollar world of RWA. So there will be meme RWA, and I think this will work the same as any RWA platform. So, based on their statements, the Floki developers are trying to be part of the global asset tokenization market, real-world assets, and the new TokenFi platform will allow its users to access tools that assist them in launching any digital currency without needing a written code. The TokenFi supply will be divided evenly between Ethereum chain and BSC. So it is going to be multi-chain. It is going to be on the two main chains that actually do this stuff. So Floki might actually have a little bit of potential more than Shiba Inu and Dogecoin, because I don't think Shibarium and Dogecoin ever went anywhere. And this RWA thing for Floki may not go anywhere, and I don't think will go anywhere in my opinion, but I definitely could be wrong. And of course, they want to open themselves up to new markets so they actually have more things to offer. Floki is trying to build, and many of these meme coins may be trying to build, but I think people are going to still see them as meme coins, and that's going to hold it back. They, however, do have a very loyal fan base and a very loyal community, but I do believe the community is fairly small. The community is excited about this, and if they can tokenize a bunch of stuff, it definitely could be successful. I just have my doubts about a meme platform doing any real serious business. So, what does the TokenFi platform offer? It'll allow its users to access tools. This is from Cryptopolitan. To access tools to assist them in launching any digital currency without needing a written code. So you don't need a code for any of this. Additionally, users can raise funds from Floki community in light of their crypto creation. The platform will always act as a direct link to market makers and exchanges that will assist in liquidation. The network users will also be offered incentives to use the protocol to launch their tokens. So basically, like, they're trying to attract people to launch tokens and smart contracts on this chain. They're trying to tokenize real world assets, trying to bring a lot of value to the Floki token and ecosystem doing this. And I applaud them for doing so. I have my doubts of whether they'll be successful or not, but maybe we will actually have another meme coin in the top 20 or even top 10 if this goes really well. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.